Beneath the glittering surface of the ocean lies another world, a silent, endless realm where sunlight fades into darkness and pressure builds strong enough to crush steel. Down here, in the cold and the dark, life doesn't just survive, it changes. Creatures that should be small grow to astonishing sizes. A shrimp becomes the length of your forearm. A jellyfish stretches wider than a house. And somewhere, in the abyss, a squid can grow as long as a school bus. This strange phenomenon has a name: deep-sea gigantism. Scientists have studied it for decades, yet the reason behind it remains one of the ocean's greatest mysteries. Is it the freezing temperatures that slow life itself? The crushing pressure of the deep? Or something more fundamental, something written into the way life adapts when pushed to its limits? Today, we're diving into the depths to explore this mystery, not just to meet the giants of the deep, but to understand the forces that shaped them. First, let's start with what we know. Deep-sea gigantism isn't a myth or exaggeration. It's a documented pattern seen in many species living deeper than 1,000 meters. Take the giant isopod. If you've ever seen a pillbug, the tiny creature that rolls into a ball when touched, you already know what it looks like. Now imagine that same animal the size of a small puppy. That's Bathynomus giganteus, one of the largest crustaceans on Earth. These armored scavengers can grow up to 1/2 meter long and weigh more than a kilogram. They roam the abyssal plains, feeding on whatever scraps drift down from above. Another giant of the deep is the Japanese spider crab. Its legs can stretch nearly 4 meters from claw to claw, making it the longest-legged arthropod on Earth. Its body is relatively small, but its limbs are enormous, allowing it to move slowly across the seafloor like a mechanical creature from another era. In the open ocean lies something even more mysterious: the colossal squid. So elusive that humans have seen only a handful of specimens. It may be the largest invertebrate on Earth, with eyes the size of basketballs, the largest eyes in the entire animal kingdom. Those giant eyes aren't just impressive, they're essential. In the pitch-black midnight zone, larger eyes capture more light, giving the squid a critical advantage when detecting prey or avoiding predators. Even tiny creatures follow this pattern. Amphipods, small shrimp-like crustaceans normally just a centimeter long in shallow waters, grow dramatically in the deep. In the Mariana Trench, some species reach over 30 centimeters in length. That's nearly the length of a ruler. They swarm across the trench floor, scavenging anything that falls from above. Jellyfish also grow enormous in the deep. The big red jellyfish Tiburonia granrojo drifts through the darkness with a bell more than 1 meter wide. Unlike most jellyfish, it has no tentacles. Instead, it uses thick, fleshy arms to capture prey. Slow, ghostly, and strangely beautiful. It looks like a crimson balloon drifting through an endless void. Another mysterious species, the deep star jellyfish, moves with delicate ripples through waters thousands of meters deep. Its translucent body glows faintly when illuminated, giving it an eerie, almost alien appearance. Even stranger are the giants found near hydrothermal vents. The riftier tube worms can grow over 2 meters long. They have no mouths, no stomachs. Instead, they survive entirely through bacteria living inside their bodies, bacteria that convert toxic chemicals into energy. These worms are giants, not because they hunt, but because they farm life itself. So why do deep-sea animals grow so large? The answer begins with physics. In the deep ocean, temperatures rarely rise above 4 degrees Celsius. Cold water slows metabolism. Chemical reactions inside cells happen more slowly. For many animals, that would be a disadvantage, but in the deep sea, where food is scarce, a slower metabolism becomes an advantage. Animals that burn energy slowly can survive much longer without eating. And in the abyss, patience is survival. There's another important factor: oxygen. Cold water holds more dissolved oxygen than warm water. Larger bodies require more oxygen to function. In warm tropical seas, growing too large can become a problem because oxygen cannot reach tissues quickly enough. But in the cold depths, oxygen is abundant. That allows animals to support larger bodies without suffocating. Pressure also plays a role. At 4 kilometers deep, the ocean presses down with more than 400 times the pressure at the surface. For humans, that would be instantly fatal. But deep-sea organisms are perfectly adapted to it. In fact, larger bodies may handle pressure more efficiently. Small animals have a higher surface area to volume ratio, meaning pressure affects their cells more intensely. Larger animals distribute that pressure more evenly. Their internal structures remain more stable. Another explanation comes from Bergmann's rule. This biological principle states that animals living in colder environments tend to grow larger. Larger bodies retain heat more effectively because they have less surface area relative to their volume. Even a small metabolic advantage can make a difference in the freezing depths of the ocean. But metabolism and temperature alone cannot explain gigantism. To understand the full picture, we need to look at the deep sea's most important resource: food. And, more importantly, how rare it is. The deep ocean is a desert, not of sand, but of nutrients. Above, in sunlit waters, photosynthesis fuels life. Plankton feed fish. Fish feed predators. Energy flows constantly. But deeper than 1,000 meters, photosynthesis stops completely. There are no plants, no steady supply of fresh energy. Instead, the deep sea survives on scraps. Tiny fragments of organic material drift downward from above. Scientists call this marine snow. By the time it reaches the abyss, most of it has already been eaten. What remains is barely enough to sustain life. Occasionally, something larger falls: a dead fish, a squid, or a whale. These rare events, known as whale falls, create sudden bursts of life. Entire ecosystems gather around a single carcass, feeding on it for years. In such a food-poor environment, efficiency is everything. One effective strategy is simple: grow slowly, live long. Larger animals require less energy per unit of body mass. A giant isopod, for example, can survive for months, sometimes over a year, without eating. Its large body stores energy, allowing it to endure long periods of famine. Some deep-sea animals take decades to reach full size. The Greenland shark is one of the most extreme examples. It may not reach maturity until it is over 150 years old. And it can live for more than 400 years. The longest lifespan of any known vertebrate. Time moves differently in the deep sea. Size also provides another advantage: protection. In the deep ocean, predators are fewer than in shallow waters, but they are highly specialized. The anglerfish with its glowing lure, the dragonfish with its hidden red, bioluminescent light, the gulper eel with a mouth large enough to swallow prey bigger than itself. Yet even these predators have limits. A giant isopod the size of a football is difficult to attack. Its armor is thick, its body dense. For many predators, it simply isn't worth the effort. In the deep sea, size can be a form of armor. There is also something unique about the deep ocean: stability. Unlike shallow waters, the deep sea changes very little over time. Temperatures remain nearly constant. Pressure never fluctuates. Darkness is permanent. Because the environment is so stable, species evolve slowly. Some deep-sea creatures are considered living fossils, changing very little over millions of years. The giant isopod belongs to a lineage that dates back to the age of dinosaurs. For centuries, sailors told stories of sea monsters rising from the depths, kraken dragging ships underwater, serpents coiling through the waves. Today, we know that some of those legends may have been inspired by real encounters with giant squid. But the reality is far more fascinating than myth. The creatures of the deep are not monsters. They are survivors. The true mystery isn't their size, it's the ocean itself. We have explored less than 5% of it. Every deep-sea expedition reveals species never seen before. Glowing worms, transparent fish, massive jellyfish drifting through darkness. The ocean is the largest habitat on Earth, and the deep sea is its greatest frontier. Why some creatures become giants while others remain small is still unknown. We don't know if there is a maximum size limit. We don't know what other giants might still be waiting in the darkness. But every discovery reminds us of one thing. The ocean is still full of mysteries, and the deeper we go, the more incredible those mysteries become.